because our 34 MPs don't get to march in under the Alberta banner. That's determined in Quebec and Ontario. And the Conservative Party of Canada is going to do everything they possibly can to appease Quebec and Ontario in order to be government. So where does that leave Alberta? In Never Never Land? Because we have zero representation, because our 34 MPs don't get to march in under the Alberta banner. They have to march in under the Conservative Party of Canada banner. And we have a whip who says, this is the party stance, and you are not going to go against that, whether it's for Alberta or against Alberta.
Well, that's the way Ottawa likes it. They want Alberta to be a province in the Roman sense of the word, where we pay our tribute to Ottawa and Ottawa does what it wants.
But that's why it's so important that Alberta has a voice both provincially and federally. When we ran in the federal election, you know as well as I do that we weren't fighting to try to take control or get power for the People's Party. We wanted, very simple, we wanted to have the balance of power. We wanted to be able to have that leverage to be able to influence decisions that would support Alberta's interests. And a really great example of that right now is what the NDP are doing with regards to the WE scandal and the anti-corruption committees. It all comes down to the NDP. Well, that's what we were looking to achieve. And had we done that here in Alberta, just simply had enough to be able to influence direction, I think we would be much further ahead. But right now, Alberta is just getting the scraps from the table, and if we're lucky.
Well, we don't even get anybody that gets to say what Alberta needs or what Alberta wants or what's important to Alberta. There's nobody that can send the message because, you know, we're cut off at the knees through a whip at the Conservative Party of Canada level. You know, I look at, you know, if we had those 34 Albertan MPs that marched in under a banner that they put Alberta first, you know, if the Conservative Party of Canada wants to win government, then great, win government. Go pander to Quebec, go pander to Ontario, win all the seats you want. But if Alberta had, whether it was under the PPC banner, which I think made perfect sense in the last election, I think it would make perfect sense now, but under whatever banner, it was its own political force, like the Bloc Quebecois, right? So if we had the Bloc Alberta, you know, and that marched into Ottawa, if then we have a voice and we have true power, because if the Conservative Party of Canada at that point, maybe it's a minority, maybe it's a majority, don't know, maybe it's neither. Now, when they govern, if they ever do get back in power, Alberta still has its own representation. Alberta still has its own voice. And we still get to fight for Alberta issues. So if they want to appease Quebec and Ontario and ignore us, well, it becomes quite obvious. But if they want, now they have to earn our vote. See, I think that's the problem. It's like they haven't had to earn our vote. And the reason I bring up the federal provincial is because Jason Kenney has been so outspoken. And you look at the UCP this past weekend, they had their AGM. Who all was there? Conservative leader, conservative this, conservative that. Everything was about the Conservative Party of Canada. I mean, he's shown his colors and where he aligns. And I don't think that serves Alberta at all. If you like this excerpt, please feel free to check into the full video at our YouTube channel.